Hi everybody, this is Jill for today. Thank you so much for being here. I am making a Instant Pot soup recipe today. Now this is one that I found online, I don't know how long ago, and honestly I don't know where it came from, but it fascinated me. I don't know why, it just seemed like this was a soup I think I'm going to like. And it's got all kinds of interesting ingredients, but they're ones that you probably have in your pantry. So let's get started. Okay, so in no particular order, I have some crushed garlic, and I have some Old Bay seasoning with some bay leaf. I have some mushrooms. I have onions, carrots, and celery. Wild rice. And I have some No-Chicken broth here. And then there will also be a creamy element to this. When I'm ready to make that, I'll show you. This is one of those great, dump and go kind of recipes. I'm going to put in my onions, celery, and carrots. I have my Instant Pot on manual, and it's just getting heated up for this soup I'm going to make. So I have that. I have the mushrooms that are going in. The hardest part of this recipe is just getting all the spices and the vegetables, vegetables cut. There goes the garlic and the seasoning. Now between the No-Chicken Bouillon, Better Than Bouillon, and this seasoning here, this Old Bay seasoning, I am not going to add any salt until after this is cooked and ready to serve, because quite honestly they're both pretty salty items. The Better Than Bouillon has a real salty element to it. I need a little more water here. And I just think that to add salt at this point, and you know us, we're salt people, that would be a mistake. So I'm just going to let that stay out until we're ready to serve. And then in goes the wild rice, and all of that moisture is going to be eaten up by that wild rice. Of course, the mushrooms are going to, let loose some moisture as it cooks. All right, I have the lid on my Instant Pot. I've got it, of course, unsealed. We don't want any, steam coming out of there. And I'm going to set it for 25 minutes. And that's just on your manual standard, that our Instant Pots have. And there is a creamy element to this soup, which is going to make it a little more richer. And I'm going to get started on that, and I'll bring you in to show you how that is done. So we'll be back. All right, we are ready to move on to step 2, and that is the creamy kind of bechamel sauce that's going to go inside the soup to give it that beautiful creamy, I'm hoping, cream of mushroom soup kind of thing. So let's get started on that. I am melting some vegan margarine here in my pot. It's over a medium-high heat, because I want that margarine good and hot when I throw I put my white flour in there. It is actually, I use an unbleached flour. I'm not sure about gluten-free. I know I've had questions about gluten-free flour before in certain recipes, and because I don't work with non-gluten products, I never know quite how to tell you what to do with that. So, all right, that's good and melted. And now I'm going to add in some flour. And of course, I'll have all the instructions and all the ingredients in that description box. And I'm going to turn that down a little bit, because that's a little warm. Get that good and cooked here. We want to get that. They always talk about when you do flour or bechamel sauce, you want to make sure you cook out that flour taste. And that just takes a minute or so. But if you don't go through this step, it's just not very good. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to move on. All right, we are ready to get that milk in there. This is soy milk. Now, if you were a person who, ate dairy, you certainly could use, regular butter or regular margarine and milk. But because I'm keeping to a plant-based diet here, we're going to use soy milk. And we'll make sure all that flour is dissolved in there. I don't want any lumps, and actually that looks pretty good. I'm going to raise my temperature here a little bit. And we want this to thicken pretty well. And I apologize for the fan sound. That is my cooktop, and I know that you're probably saying, what is she saying? I can't hear over the fan. So I apologize if that's the case. All right, I'm going to keep stirring this because I don't want it to burn on the bottom. And once I get it to a nice thick state, I'll bring you back and you see what we're going to do with it. All right, see here, now I have this over medium heat, and I'm actually going to turn down much lower now. As it boils, we're going to really see this thicken. Once that flour gets boiling, that's where the thickening process comes from. And as you can see, that's looking pretty nice. And of course, this is what you call a bechamel sauce or a cream sauce. If you were to use part cream or milk and part broth, then that turns out to be a volaté in the French world. All right, this is done. I'm going to take this off because it's really getting nice and thick. And we're going to be adding this to the soup base. So I'm going to bring my Instant Pot back in here, and we're going to get on to the final stage of this recipe. We are going to open this pot together. I have not opened it. I let it go all the way natural release. Here we go. You know, I could smell the mushrooms cooking as it was, you know, how you get some little scent there every so often. This looks beautiful, very rich, very nice. So I'm going to now add the cream sauce that I made. And because it's about a cup and a half, that's how much milk went into this. It's going to add, some more moisture to this recipe. I think I've got that pretty well out there. Okay, and then the final, it says salt and pepper to taste. I'll put pepper in it. I'm not going to put any salt in here until we've had a chance to taste it. Oh, that's lovely. Now the last thing that's going to go in there is some chopped kale. And you know me, I take all the stems off, and some of the smaller stems that wander through a kale leaf. And I'm going to leave this on just the warm setting. I want that kale to kind of cook a little bit. I don't want it just fresh out of the fridge crisp. It looks very interesting though, doesn't it? Oh, it really does. It smells wonderful. It looks pretty good too. I am going to add some black pepper to this because I know that's safe, but I won't add salt until we've tasted it. I'm going to let the kale, warm up, get a little on the soft side, and then, boy, we're going to have a taste of this. So, looking forward to it. I hope it's good. We'll be back.
But the big picture is that we're watching what seems to be a complete restructuring and really slimming down.
You ready to try it?
I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be.
This is a recipe that I've not made before, of course, I've told you that, but it looked so darn interesting to me. It's kind of a creamy little thing.
Okay.
It's got wild rice and mushrooms and a creamy base with kind of a chicken. Go ahead, try it.
I like.
We haven't tried. Now, I will say also, I did not add any additional salt because that chicken stock and the Old Bay is pretty salty. Yeah? How are we doing there?
That's really good.
Oh, it is. Oh, gosh. First of all, it's really hot, but oh, wow. Oh, wow. No more salt. No more salt.
No.
Oh, gosh, the wild rice is cooked perfectly.
Uh-huh.
Everything
good.
is so spot on. It is exactly what I wanted.
Wow.
You've got to try this one. You've got to try this one.
That's a winner.
Absolutely a winner. That is so delicious. But don't add any salt. And if you have a...
I was afraid it was going to be too mushroomy, too...
there's a very
tastes
forward
like the
mushroom.
forest floor or something.
Yeah, no, there's a mushroom flavor, but the wild rice I think picks up a lot of it. Oh my gosh, Friends, you've got to try this one. It is
That's
so
really,
good.
really good.
It is delicious. And everything in there is delicious.
I'm going
He's
back
going to
for
go
a
one
little
more. Okay. Well, as you do that, I'm going to say goodbye to all of our friends. Thank you all for watching. Tell your friends, honestly, I'll put the directions and the ingredients down below. If you have salt-free stock, use that.
And you used a chicken-free stock?
Yeah, a non-chicken, better than bouillon, which is awfully good, but it's salty. Because when I made it
yeah.
up, I tasted it to see about the strength of it. So, but oh my gosh, it's good. It
Yeah.
is so good. All right, thanks a lot for watching. I did that already. Thanks a lot for, well, I did it 3 times. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you check this out and come back and see us and give some love to my Amazon store. I'll have the link down there below. And that's about it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.